regarding Storm Shadow from a non-standard angle. How could this missile and how much benefit it will bring to the Ukrainian side told other channels. Now I would not like to go into its technical specifications, but talk about the so-called claps in the temporarily occupied Crimea. Since 2022 we regularly observe strange incidents in Crimea, which can be divided into three categories according to their consequences. The first is when a certain object appears in the airspace of Crimea, after which something explodes and burns on the bases of Russian troops. The first category particularly attracts everyone's attention, but there is also the second. This is when a certain object flies into Crimean airspace and is shot down by Russian air defense. Not as bright and colorful as the first category, but not bad either. But there is a third category, and it is the most interesting. It is some object that flies into the airspace of Crimea, stays there for some time and returns back unnoticed. This category is not talked about a lot because it's not spectacular or flashy, but over the past few months, thanks to them, it has been possible not only to sabotage warehouses with ammunition and fuel depots, but also to regularly uncover the Russian air defense systems, as well as to map their locations and limited movements on the peninsula. Today, Crimea is as clear as day. Now, let's imagine that Storm Shadow comes into play. The claps season in temporarily occupied Crimea is coming. Yes, there is one more thing, namely the inconsistency of the Russian air defense system with the declared technical characteristics, but that is another topic. And now I would like to point out that the events that are now taking place near Bakhmut are not the big counterattack that many are so impatiently waiting for. It's just a piece of the puzzle that Commander-in-Chief Zaluzhny is building. What is happening now is the result of months of grueling defensive actions that have turned into systemic counterattacks precisely when these counterattacks can bring maximum benefit, and be extremely effective. In defending Bakhmut, endurance and resilience were crucial, and now they are beginning their own game. After all, how many times has it been voiced that Bakhmut is a trap for Russian troops? The main role of the city is exhaustion. The depletion not just of the units storming it, but of the entire grouping of Russian troops. This is the very effect of Bakhmut. At present, the Ukrainian defense forces continue to advance in the northwestern and southwestern sectors, expanding the security buffer near routes 0504 and 0506. Moreover, in the south this advance is carried out from two directions at once. In the northwestern sector, success is in the direction of the Berkivsk reservoir, where the AFU regained control over its positions. The whole point is that it took Russian forces a month and a half to occupy these positions, while the Ukrainians regained control of them in a day. The current advance also gained control of a number of important heights, which will allow successful fire impact on the northern sector of the city itself, which will greatly complicate the existence of the occupants. As a result of the current advancement, control over a number of important heights has also been obtained, which will allow for successful fire impact on the northern sector of the city, greatly complicating the existence of the occupiers. Obviously, the next stage in this sector will be the liberation of Berkivka. And with the heights held, this mission is feasible in the short term. As for the events in the city itself, they have not yet had any critical change. According to the emerging situation, a large group of Russian troops in Bakhmut, as well as Wagnerites, may soon be in a very interesting situation. Although, there are still invincible Kadyrovites. By the way, where are they?